What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt, where Derek and I talk about movies and music and games and franchises and all kinds of fun stuff like that. The other day, I was about to start recording an On Thin Ice episode, and I actually started the whole fucking recording with "What's up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt." And I stopped recording. I was like, "All right, let's try that again."
Hey, you've done that on here with except with your Rustbeard channel.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's Rustbeard. Welcome back to the channel. Anyway, yeah, dude, I have so many fucking channels. Sometimes I get jumbled up, but anyway, I'm sure you guys already know if you've clicked on this video what we're going to be talking about today. But of course, as always, before we get started, we're going to go ahead and just kind of bullshit for a minute. What is up, Derek? How you been? What you been up to? What you been listening to? What you been playing? If anything, of course, hit us with the juice.
Chaos. Haven't played anything. One song that I listened to that's new, I'm going to mention the new All That Remains song is not good.
Oof. Oof.
The other two have kind of grown on me a little bit. No Tomorrow, I believe is what this new one's called. Listened to it last week when we were in Vegas. Hated it.
I haven't heard it
Yeah,
yet.
it's junk. Nothing. And yeah, living this hellscape known as life.
Yep. Well,
What about you?
If anybody has kept up with the channel, of course, they've been seeing your solo reviews and all that stuff. Derek's just been fucking pumping them out, dude. He's just been pumping.
I'm trying to go through my horror poster. That's my main thing right now.
No, it's good stuff.
I think I've done 3 reviews for it, but I think I've actually watched like 7 more of the movies, including those 3. I just haven't gotten around to those other ones.
Well, I haven't watched your Romulus review, as we've already discussed, because I want to watch it. Obviously, I don't want to spoil this for that one. And I don't think... You did Long Legs, too, didn't you?
Long Legs will actually be coming out Monday.
Okay, so you haven't put out a Long Legs one? Which other ones did you do? I know there was one other one I didn't watch.
Long Legs is recorded. I didn't upload it the other night and set it to release on Monday because there was something specific I was looking for the thumbnail that I found this afternoon. But because my afternoon has been pure Dow crap, haven't taken that picture yet.
Gotcha.
But I've done, off of the poster, I've done The Changeling, Let the Right One In, and Wreck. Those 3.
Oh, no, you did. You did the vampire one. The vampire girl.
Oh, yeah, I also did like Maxine, Strangers Chapter 1, Abigail, Borderlands.
That's what I was thinking of.
But yeah, just off of the poster, those are the ones I've like done. But yeah, Long Legs is recorded. I just gotta wait to take that picture.
I think it was Maxine that I didn't watch because that's another one I wanted to like actually see before I watch it. Anything with spoilers in it, but
so good.
Yeah, the other ones though I've been watching. And yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Hopefully you all have been checking those out and liking those. It's a little bit of a change of pace because I know normally we do longer videos, more podcasty kind of stuff on this channel. But, every now and then it's good to watch some 10, 15-minute long thing, It's just good stuff to just kind of chill out to. But anyway, as far as I go, I've been listening to a fuck ton of Black Braid. I don't know if I feel like I've talked about them before, or him before. I think he's a solo guy, but he does like Native American like themed stuff and black metal. I mean, it is black metal, but he adds a lot of Native American-esque instruments and sounds and stuff like that. It just sounds fucking cool, dude. I don't know. It's like sickeningly heavy in some parts, but also super melodic and just chill. And I think because my life has also been pretty fucking chaotic the last couple weeks, it's kind of just what I need, Like, I like the heavier stuff, but it's also something that I can just, like, chill out to, and I feel completely at peace, Other than that, I've been listening to a lot of Unleash the Archers. My girlfriend's, like, super into Unleash the Archers, and I was telling her about the story of their album Apex, because it's probably my favorite Unleash the Archers album, which is power metal, Canadian power metal, if you're into that kind of stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And Brittany, the lead singer, is fucking insane, dude. She's got insane pipes, but Apex is just a fun story. It's a really cool concept album about an immortal that has to go and kill these 3 sons of a matriarch, and she's gonna drink from their skulls and shit for some ritual, you know, some weird shit. But it's good stuff. It's fun. It's super fun. But yeah, I've been listening to a bunch of them lately. Haven't really been watching a whole lot of stuff. I've been trying to get my girlfriend to watch the MCU movies. We've gotten all the way through Captain America. That's it.
If she's not liking where
just the first one.
Yeah, you're still in phase 1. Like,
we're still on movie 1. That was it.
Oh, you're watching them like in chronological. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've gotten through 1.
Yeah. It's a chore.
Well, we started watching. We watched all the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, except actually we didn't watch 3 because I could care less if we watched 3. But we'll watch it again at some point. And then I showed her the first Tom Holland Spider-Man, Homecoming, and she liked it quite a bit. And I was like, well, let's go ahead and watch that next one. Then I was like, you know what? Why do that? Because I know by the time we get to the 3rd one, you're going to need to watch some of the MCU stuff, and you're probably going to need to watch the Amazing Spider-Man as well to kind of understand some of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just watch all the Spider-Mans. But then I was like, no, because then you wouldn't really understand the Doctor Strange shit. So then I was like, all right, let's watch the Doctor Strange movies. But then I was like, you're going to need to know more about some of the other MCU shit, like Wanda, so let's watch... And then I was like, you know what, fuck it. We're just going to need to watch all of the MCU for you to understand this one goddamn movie. And it's, like, super convoluted and shit, so I was like, you know what, let's just watch it in chronological order, with which, trust me, we will be skipping a few. Black Widow, I'm looking at you. Eternals, I'm looking at you. And, of course, we're not watching She-Hulk. We don't need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Probably not watching Hawkeye. You know, I mean, we'll watch Loki probably, because Loki's kind of relevant to a lot of the stuff going on right now. And then we'll watch WandaVision, of course, at least once through, because obviously Scarlet Witch is a big fucking deal. But yeah, we've gotten through 1 movie. But obviously she's got a full-time job, and we got 2 babies that we gotta run after and stuff all the time, so it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But we'll get there eventually. Unfortunately, next we've got fucking Captain Marvel. Ugh. Not looking forward to that, but not my favorite.
Yeah.
Not my favorite. However, it's one that I can justify watching, at least for the sake of getting like some of the Nick Fury stuff, you know, and like the beginning to the Avengers and shit. Whereas the Eternals is like an entire dumpster fire that doesn't need to have existed at all. And Black Widow is way too late of a story, and they completely botched it anyway. So,
Black Widow, yeah, straight up dumpster fire.
Yeah, not even
absolute garbage.
So yeah, that's kind of what I would up to. I've been moving into a new location. If anybody was looking around and seeing that I am not in my old room, I'm in a new room. I know anybody that's watching on Thin Ice has probably already seen this, and my Rustbeard channel has probably already seen this, but first time on From the Crypt, I think, that my new room has been in the thing. But it's not done yet. It'll look a lot cooler in a little while. We just gotta wait for some stuff to come in, and we're gonna organize this place pretty damn good. But yeah, so far so good. Otherwise, that's it, man. That's literally all I've been doing, is moving in and taking our time watching the MCU. Very, 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 very sweet time.
Well,
she liked Captain America, though, so that was good.
Yeah, no, because, well, first Captain America was good, but, I mean, you literally hit the problem with the MCU on the head. In order to understand one movie, you have had to have watched at least 13 other movies. Yeah. And, yeah, I was literally just talking to a buddy about this earlier today, and, yeah, it's a chore. It's not fun anymore. It's a goddamn chore.
I mean, we're in a different boat just because we kind of been watching them since, like, as they come out, so... You and I and Toby and Peyton and the people that watch them and have been watching them since they've been releasing, like, we already know what's going on. So for the most part, even I, as someone that's seen every single MCU movie that's come out other than the Marvels, I think, I even get fucking confused sometimes as to, like, how we got to where we are, and I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And I'll go back and watch another movie that, like, kind of answers the question, but then I'm like, alright, I guess in a roundabout way that makes sense, but why did we do that again? And then, yeah, it is convoluted as fuck, I'm not gonna lie, but that's why we're watching them in chronological order, and not release order, because I feel like at least then, like, you're getting the story as it's being told and not having to backtrack and go, like, time jumping and shit like that. Well, obviously I don't mean time jumping in the same sense as, like, Endgame, but, like, we don't have to watch whatever the fuck happens in Civil War and then go back and watch the shit that happens in whatever, you know. We can just watch all the way through as the story is being released. And I've seen them all, so I know which ones we can skip and not miss anything vital, like Black Widow or Eternals, for example. So
yeah,
I'm sure there's a couple other ones we'll probably skip as well, but those are the two, like, most egregious in my opinion. So that's what it is. But anyway, Derek, what are we talking about today? What are we talking about today that's not the MCU? It's not even an action movie. It's not even a fucking... doesn't have any superheroes in it at all.
Old school horror is what we're talking about. By old school, I mean the 80s. We are talking about the first 6 Friday the 13th movies. Because honestly, 12 of them would make a 5-hour episode.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Yeah, I don't think my bladder could take that, if I'm being 100% honest with you.
No.
But, yeah, first 6. I mean, Friday the 13th is a huge franchise. Any franchise that has 12-plus movies in it is going to be huge. Like,
as well as
big.
Video games and tons of different merchandise and,
yeah.
I mean,
I was going to say, you know what? I completely forgot to bring my fucking box set up, because I have it sitting downstairs, because I went back and revisited a couple of them the other night. And my Friday the 13th game is stuck to the wall right now that I have for NES.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. I will say, before we get started, the Friday the 13th films, it's my 3rd favorite of the big 3. And that changed over the last few years, because this was always 2, with Nightmare, of course, always. Nothing will ever dethrone Nightmare. Not even their best efforts. I'm hearing something.
On my end?
Yeah, well, it's lighting up another thing, and I'm hearing a lot of static.
Is it my air conditioner?
I don't know. Because it's not like around your box, it's around the box that has your picture on it. Weird.
There's nothing on my end. Just the air conditioner, but that's been going this whole time.
Hold on, pick up your headphone again. Okay, never mind. Like, when you picked it up, it stopped, then when you put it back on, it started again. But, whatever. I'll power through.
Oh.
But the Friday the 13th movies, how do I say this kindly? It's the same movie, or damn near the same movie over and over again. If you watch these movies for plot, you're gonna kids go. Yeah, kids go to places that they should not go. That is literally damn near every Friday the 13th movie.
And they get killed by just about the same person every time.
Yeah,
if not some variation of him.
The real reason you watch these movies is for the kills. Like, let's just get that out of the way. Good kills equals a pretty decent Friday the 13th. Bad kills, not so much. Ugh. But
now,
go ahead.
I think that Friday the 13th is probably my least favorite of the big ones. There's 4, right? There's Freddy, Jason, Mikey, and...
generally, it's just 3.
No?
Just big 3.
No one does a 4th? Okay.
You got like Hellraiser, Child's Play, stuff like that, which, yeah, they've got a lot of movies in their franchises, but they didn't hit the peaks of, like, Nightmare, Halloween, and Friday.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, then, yeah, it's definitely my least favorite of the 3, followed by Halloween, and then... Nightmare on Elm Street, of course. Nightmare on Elm Street is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. The first one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Which we'll obviously be talking about at some point. We're probably going to save those for October-ish. So stay tuned for those. But yeah, like Derek said, it is basically just the same movie over and over again. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. The first one is the only one of these that I've seen more than once. And other than that one, they all kind of blur together for me. So I will be slipping up quite a bit talking
Don't
about
worry,
it.
I'm there to catch you.
Yeah, matter of fact, you're probably going to be doing a majority of the coherent talking, and I will give my opinion as the shit gets brought up, because, dude, it was so hard to follow. Like, not hard to follow the plot, as we discussed. It's literally the same fucking movie, but hard to like keep the movies together into one movie. Like, this is the second movie, okay. This is the third movie, okay. Fourth movie, blah blah blah. But holy fuck, dude, it is literally a copy and paste. Just about every time. Like, when they did try to sidetrack a little bit and derail the meta a little bit by having it be some kid that's like I think they were implying that he was gonna be the next Jason or some shit. I think it was 4, wasn't it?
At the very end, yeah.
And they were implying that, and people were just like, that's a fucking stupid idea. Don't do that. And then the next one, they went right back to, nope, it's Jason, we promise.
Because at the end of 4, what they were going for but failed horribly was that, like, it's fear is contagious, and then Tommy Jarvis caught the fear because he kills Jason. Oh, we will be talking spoilers, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
these movies have been out forever, and if you, I don't know what to tell you. If you thought we were gonna pussyfoot around and not talk spoilers and kills, and
spoilers
stuff
are going to be happening, but I mean, you've had plenty of time. So
there's been more than enough time to watch these.
Yeah, dude, also, where have I heard that plot line before? New kid comes in, and he's, like, going to become the masked killer, and it's really stupid, and nobody fucking liked it. I think that was in a Halloween movie that came out recently. Oh, man, why can't I think of that movie off the top of my fucking head? Anyway, we'll talk about that.
You're getting ahead of yourself. We'll definitely address that when we come to another movie in this video.
It's almost like... Anyway.
So, let's start off with the very first Friday the 13th, obviously.
Yeah.
This was released May 9th, 1980, made on a budget of $550,000, and total gross $59.8 million. Yeah. This movie, I mean, I understand why they wanted a sequel, but moving on. Plot synopsis. A boy drowned in a lake. I'll give you a guess who he was. Then his mother comes back periodically and kills people or tries to get people to stay away from the camp. And you know what? They just never learn. Because there's I think 3 different instances mentioned in the first movie that, like, let's say, I think he drowned in 56 or 57. Then the next year, she killed 2 counselors. 57. Yeah. Then the next year, she killed 2 counselors. Then in the 60s, poisoned the water. And then flash forward to 1979, which is when this is supposedly taking place, even though it was released in 80. Then she just outright kills fucking everybody.
Yeah.
So...
Also, it's good to note that she, like, a lot of the killings happen when the counselors are having sex, and it's also good to note that there's almost no account of any children going to this children's camp ever until later in the series. I think out of the 6 movies we watched, there was 1 movie that there was actually children here.
Number 6.
Yeah, so it took a while for us to actually see any kids at this fucking kids camp. It was basically just a place for the counselors to fuck in, and that was pretty much it, the whole entire franchise. And I think that's where a lot of the, like, having sex will get you killed trope comes from in horror movies, is probably from these movies.
Oh, 100%. Because, yeah, like in the first one, they're fixing up the camp to open and have kids. Second one, they're doing the counselor training before the camp opens. Third one takes place in a house on the lake, not the camp itself. Basically the exact same with the fourth one. Yeah. Fifth one, similar. And then sixth one, we're back at the camp, and then there's actually kids involved, which kind of does raise the stakes a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, after 6 movies or 6 different accounts of people getting murdered, well, way more than that, like, since a lot of it wasn't in the movies, but a minimum of 6 accounts of multiple people getting murdered at this place. You'd think that they would just shut it down, but 6 whole times plus more, and they're still just like, all right, kids can go. The kids can go to this camp. It's fine.
Thankfully, I think that's why, because they did the camp thing, what was it, 3 times, and then the rest of the times was like just houses on the lake, which I want to know how big this damn lake is, if I'm being 100% honest. It's impossible to know because it changes location damn near every film, which that's also another gripe I have with the franchise as a whole. Yeah. Because if you're set in one location, stay in the location. Like, you basically anchor yourself to that for just continuity. And yeah, they don't. They just go wherever the fuck they choose to go, and like, yeah, you know what? That's got water and some trees around it. That's a fucking lake.
That's a
lake.
We
got it. All we need, yeah, it's a lake.
That's
We've
definitely
got it.
Camp Crystal Lake right there. That's the one. The one and only. Definitely didn't change the locations at all.
God, and then yeah, like, well, I got some other talking points about the lake itself, but that's not until part 2 of the video of this series. So yeah, basically we did already say the plot. Steve Christie is trying to fix up the camp because his parents have owned it forever, so he hires a bunch of counselors that are going to come show up a little bit early, help finish renovating the camp so that way they could open. And yeah, despite the warnings and the fact that it's known as Camp Blood, everyone's still, how do you get to Camp Crystal Lake? Well, oh, you mean Camp Blood? Yeah, no red flag. Oh, you're just silly. No, what? You know shit about this geological area.
Don't go there.
Yeah, like it's not like it's like, oh, we're not gonna tell them. Kind of like another movie. Like, it's like, oh, don't tell them that. Just let them go. No, they literally, like, they might as well have signs posted in the fucking town. You are going to die. Yeah. Are you from out of town? Going to Crystal Lake to fuck? You will be dead by morning. Yeah. Turn around. They don't listen.
There's literally like a crazy Steve kind of person, like, before the one chick got to Crystal Lake at all. Matter of fact, I don't think she ends up even making it, doesn't she? She doesn't make it to Crystal Lake, yeah. The crazy dude at the beginning is like, you're doomed! You're doomed! You're gonna die! And she's just like, whatever, dude, you're on crack! And she just fucking gets into this truck with an absolute creep.
Well, I wouldn't say the guy was like a total creep, but it's like, I gotta cook for 60 kids, but I'm gonna be fucking dead in an hour!
Dude, he lifted her into the truck by her ass.
Okay, you got me on that one.
He lifted her like he got up in there. I'm like, this is a teenager. What are you doing? Maybe if it was like a baby and like you just needed to raise him up there or something, but this was a full-blown teenager, and he was getting feely. I'm like, all right, that's a little bit sus, but okay.
The only real like major thing other than establishing Mrs. Voorhees and Jason that's really notable about this movie is the fact Kevin Bacon's in it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say he's the only person I recognize out of any of the cast.
Yeah, nobody literally went on to anything else major. If they did, then honestly, was it really that major? Because Kevin Bacon is a household name. Yeah. I mean, he's still kicking it. He was in Maxine and awesome.
Yeah, but he was also in Guardians, the holiday special. He was in a couple things recently, I thought, but he also did a few other horror movies too, didn't he? He did the Invisible Man or something, or what is that? What is that?
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching that when I was younger, and that scared the shit out of me when I was little, dude.
There was one that came out a couple years ago I still actually haven't seen. I think it was called, like, They/Them or something. It was on Peacock, I believe. God, what's the... Oh, man. Stir of Echoes. He was in that one as well. And not, like, super horror, more thriller-esque, kind of dabbling in a little bit of horror.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kevin Bacon's no stranger to the horror genre, and I'll go ahead and speak for the horror genre when I say, we love you, Kevin Bacon. You're awesome.
Hell yeah.
Keep doing your thing.
Keep it up. Like Kevin Bacon's okay, he's an attractive dude, right? Like he's a decently attractive person, but like
Yes.
he also just has like a menacing look to him as well. Like he just I don't know if it's just the angulature of his face, like it's very pointy and like he's got really like piercing eyes. I don't know what it is, but he's a very attractive dude, but also kind of creepy at the same time. You get that vibe?
Yeah.
I always get that vibe from him.
I'll go ahead and say it. Kevin Bacon's a hottie. Let me just get that out of the way.
But he's just got he's got kind of like an ominous look to him as well, you know.
Well, and for a while, people after the Elm Street remake just was horrible. People were saying, "You need to get Kevin Bacon to play Freddy Krueger," and I could not agree more because he can dance his ass off. He's a hottie, and he's got something menacing about him.
Yeah.
And I want to see Freddy cut loose, foot loose.
Same.
All right, that's what I want.
Same. Friday Nightmare on Elm Street the musical, featuring Kevin Bacon.
Shit, you don't even have to do musicals. Just do a dream sequence where he's literally cutting loose, or he could be punch dancing his rage out inside the boiler room. I would be all for it. Like
he's got razors on his shoes instead of his hands.
Oh my god, that make this happen.
Holy fuck.
But I guess let's talk about some more kills. I guess because honestly,
before you do that, I do want to say that obviously I watched the first one first, and it's the only one, like I said, that I've seen multiple times, and I think by multiple I mean like maybe 3 times I've seen it total in my life. And the first time I watched it, I think Toby made me watch it. Because we were, like, our internet was fucked up and we had to wait for the internet guy to come, so we borrowed your DVDs, I think, one time. And he was, like, hounding me to watch it, and I'm like, fine, fuck it, I'll watch it, you know? And I will be honest, the whole, like, switch up between, like, because the only thing I ever knew about Friday the 13th was that Jason killed people at Camp Crystal Lake because they were fucking, and he drowned and shit, so he came back for revenge. I didn't know anything about his mother. So it did actually get me, like at the end when it revealed that it was his mother. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool, because somehow that spoiler managed to just pass me my whole life.
Blissfully ignorant.
Yeah, I for some reason just had no idea the whole fucking time I've been alive, which is weird because it's like that's almost up there with the whole Luke, I am your father, you know, and
yeah.
But yeah, for some reason I knew about that, but I didn't know about the fucking Jason and his mom thing in the first movie. So that was kind of cool. I will admit that.
We're talking Star Wars spoilers as well, everybody.
We got spoilers for days for every movie that we'll talk about in this whole fucking video. But also, I'm gonna be real with you. I could make this entire movie myself with better acting on my smartphone. With a couple of my buddies. However, it was my favorite of the 6. Like, it is probably my favorite of the 6. I'm not gonna lie.
Save that for the actual ranking, because yeah, I will definitely have thoughts of that on that. Yeah, this movie kind of like I reference this with The Changeling. Like, it was probably way more impactful in 1980 than it was by the time I finally got around to seeing it. Probably like we'll say like 92. And even now, I could see why it's iconic and everything, because Sean Cunningham had the title Friday the 13th, had no idea what movie he was going to make, and then Victor Miller pumped out the script, you know, and then we got what we got. So I feel like this movie is just hurt by the fact that it's old. I mean, by the time most people will get around to watching this one, because like you said, everybody just Jason. They'll watch one of the other ones first. They'll probably like watch 4 or 6 first. So then by the time they get to this one, it feels relatively tame compared to what we get in later installments of it.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I know it sounds like I'm shitting on it really hard. It's not one of my go-tos of the franchise by any means, but it's okay by today's standards. And I feel like I'm being real kind with today's standards. Like, yeah, it is very tame.
It's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not. it's not the greatest movie that's come out in its time. There were definitely better movies, better horror movies coming out in the roughly the time period that Friday the 13th came out.
Well, the first Halloween came out 2 years before this.
Yeah, and I've
it
got
was
thoughts.
bloodless.
I've got thoughts about just the Halloween franchise as a whole, but I still would rather watch those than Friday the 13th. However, I do like the charm and the practical effects, and like you could tell that it was something that was probably pretty rushed, but something that they enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
So that I gotta respect. But
and Tom Savini did the effects for the first one too. So I mean, like Savini always does good work, even though I will say, and just transition into the kills, because a lot of the kills are off screen. Like Bill, you find him. Brenda, she gets thrown through a window. Ned, he's just laying top bunk while Kevin Bacon's getting his fuck on. Everybody, Steve Christie, it's like, oh hey, what the that like a lot of the kills are just done off screen, except for Annie the cook. She gets her throat slit. Good effect. Kevin Bacon getting the was it an arrow? I believe that's going to sound bad that I'm questioning that, because I know
I think so.
in three hit it with a machete to a different chick, but that kill I remember as a kid I was like, oh fuck. But nowadays when I watch it, it's like, man, they got the proportions all wrong on him, and you can just tell that it is fake.
yeah,
So if you know what you're looking for, you will be disappointed. But if you're just a casual moviegoer, you're gonna be like, damn, that was pretty brutal.
yeah. Unlike our Pizzaverse special practical effects when we crushed your head in, those were top notch. I think we did a damn good job on those.
Yeah, we used the best 80-20 hamburger meat possible.
And fake eyeballs, which I still have.
Hell yeah.
I love those things. Dude.
But we probably should talk about the ending before we move on and then transition into
right.
2. Alice being pulled out of the canoe by Kid Jason.
Yep.
Let me stress that one more time. Kid Jason.
Yep. Like 11 years
that
old,
was good.
12 years old or some shit.
Yeah, that was a good jump scare ending way to just you leave the theater like, oh fuck.
It kind of scared the shit out of me, and I was in my 20s when I seen it for the first time. So I was in my mid to late 20s when I seen it for the first time, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. So that very effective, but what comes next kind of
soils it.
I'll be kind and say it really muddies the waters badly. But before we move on to 2, any closing thoughts on 1?
No.
Okay.
I've said all I can say, I think.
All right, so released just under a year after the first one. Friday the 13th Part 2 was released May 1st, 1981. Made on a budget of $1.25 million. It did kind of have a sophomore slump and made $21.7 million. Okay, this is my biggest thing that pisses me off with the Friday the 13th franchise. Victor Miller, Jason's a kid, Jason's dead. We need a sequel. Well, how? Everybody's dead. Literally everybody's dead. Alice is the only one that survives. What do? Well, fuck it, we're bringing in adult Jason. 2 months pass between the end of Friday the 13th 1 and Friday the 13th Part 2. And then Jason is a full-grown man, and he kills Alice. Now, a lot of people are pissed about Alice being killed off, right at the beginning. I'm not. Because she survived Mrs. Voorhees, not Jason.
Correct.
Jason's a whole new fucking ball game as far as I'm concerned. And she got taken out quick. That never bothered me. What bothered me is how Jason miraculously fucking aged from 12 to, let's say, 36 in 2 months. That is the probably the biggest problem I have with the franchise is just the continuity massive fuck up that is right at the beginning of this one.
So I agree with you, but I think the way that I interpreted it anyway when I was watching them was she was never told explicitly by anybody other than the people that were speculating that Jason died and Jason drowned or whatever. And we also don't know what the fuck Jason is. I mean, he could be just a normal kid, you know, and if that was the case, this would make this a little bit of a stretch. But if he had some kind of weird supernatural thing like Michael Myers, for example, where he's not really like a human, you know, he's like the embodiment of something, you know. She was told by only Jason's mother, who is a little bit biased, I would say. So in her head, she's picturing a child. So she's dreaming, she's having a nightmare about being dragged in under the water or whatever by a child that looks all fucked up. But in reality, he wasn't actually there, or he just aged underwater. He just like grew and grew and grew underwater and shit because he's some weird supernatural thing the whole time that he was dead. And then after realizing that everybody else is dead and his mom was killed by this person, he comes out of the water finally to go seek revenge, and then he goes to her house and kills her.
Okay, the one big thing I will poke in that is if Jason was underwater for hypothetically, 22 years, basically?
Yeah.
22 years. Wouldn't he look not like Mountain Man?
I mean, yeah, but again, if he's a supernatural being, how do you know? You don't know how a supernatural being is gonna take to that, you know, like...
Well, the only reason that I said what I said is because it's straight from Victor Miller and even Sean Cunningham and Tom Savini's mouths that Jason's not alive in the first one. Like, 100% never was. And then this was just, I don't want to say cash grab, but they're like, well, we got to have something. Let's, fuck it. People are going to be dumb. They're not going to pay attention to it. They just want to see people die. They just want to see people die.
That's fair.
But, so even in that first sequence, like, if he would have came out of the water, 2 months has went by, how does he know how to track Allison? But that could be supernatural, just drawn to it, like what you were saying. It doesn't look slimy, doesn't look shitty, doesn't look nothing. And the only reason I keep bringing up the slimy part is because in 7, they do a great job of just, Jason's been underwater for a fucking while. In 8, they tried to do a good job. They tried to do a good job.
I haven't seen 8. I haven't seen 7 either, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But, freaking, yeah, man. 2, plot synopsis real quick. 4 years, or 2 months pass before the opening. Then after the opening, 4 years goes by. We're going to open up the camp again, this time a different location on the camp, and we're going to train all the counselors. Oh shit, we shouldn't have came here. We die. The end. That's the plot, if I'm being very quick about 2.
Yeah.
Story-wise, yeah, there's nothing.
You can tell that when the first one was made, they didn't really have a trajectory. Like...
Oh yeah.
They had no trajectory whatsoever. So by the time they got to the second one, they were just shitting in each other's hands and trying to figure out which one stunk the less or the least. And they were like, "Fuck it, let's just go with that, I guess."
I will say the second one had more characters in it that I did enjoy because, like Jenny, great final girl. I thought she was great using her head to ultimately end up defeating Jason, and she did get pretty physical with Jason as well. Paul, I thought he was cool, which I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way before I forget. That's still my biggest question that I have.
Which one?
Of the entire franchise.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What happened to Paul? It literally was never fucking answered.
Which one was Paul? Paul was... Okay.
He was the dude, like, towards the end, he's the dude that busts in, Jenny! And then fights Jason off.
Yeah, okay.
Which, honestly, if Jason is a full-on supernatural being that was underwater for 22 years, not even the look-wise, Paul fucking wrestled Jason pretty good. And... yeah, Halloween Ends keeps popping into my head as I'm saying this. And that is not a good fucking thing at fucking all.
Oh man, we all know where they got their fucking playbook from now.
The kills in this one, they definitely stepped it up. The spear kill, which is basically just a kill from Twitch of the Death Nerve. Actually, exact same fucking kill. The wheelchair kill. I love that one, just because we've only really been around teenagers in this point, and Jason, he doesn't discriminate if you're paraplegic. Yeah, he will literally bury a fucking machete in your face and then push your wheelchair down the biggest flight of fucking stairs that is somehow at this camp.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Where did it come from?
Yeah. So they definitely stepped up the kills in this one. But other than that, yeah, like Baghead Jason, I was never big on that because it's Town That Dreaded Sundown. Like 100%, it is that.
So
the final.
A funny story actually about the Baghead Jason. You'll find this funny because it's about our old store manager Aaron, and I don't have any bones about saying his name on this fucking podcast now either because neither one of us work there. But
yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. But anyway, he was being nosy and he looked up Cosmic Pizza, and he's seen a couple of my videos about my music videos that I was making from my first album, and I had Toby dressed in like my scarecrow mask and shit, and he had like the plaid shirt on and whatnot. He's the one that he fucking stabs me in the woods and shit, and he throws me or whatever. Or no, we stab him, he throws me, and we're fighting and shit. Well, Aaron had seen that video, and he thought we were trying to make a reenactment of Friday the 13th. This Friday the 13th, because of the fucking burlap sack or whatever. And I looked at him like he was a fucking moron because, again, I didn't know anything about Friday the 13th except for Jason, to whom I always thought had a fucking hockey mask on. And this is before I'd seen all of them, so that's just what I thought Jason looked like. And I was like, Friday the 13th? What are you talking about? So I looked at him and I said, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're saying. And he's like, oh, Jason, with the burlap sack mask or whatever. And I'm like, Jason's got a fucking hockey mask. What are you talking about? And I was like going back and forth with him, and he kept on trying to convince me that Jason had a fucking burlap sack mask, and I was like, okay. And I just walked away because I thought he was fucking psychotic.
Oh my god, dude. How do you sleep at night knowing that Aaron was right about something?
I know. That's what I was like. I was like, damn, what the fuck? And then I went and looked it up on my lunch break, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay. But in fairness, I had never seen him, so I had no idea. But
oh man. Yeah.
But the fact that he thought we were trying to do a Friday the 13th remake or like spin-off thing was funny.
God.
Very funny. Also had nothing, like literally nothing to do with a lake or counselors or camping or anything. So
yeah,
it was pretty funny.
Okay. I have another question thing to poke in the supernatural aspect of this right now. If Jason was supernatural and could be wherever, like residing in the lake, why did he have to have his own shack out in the wood and be Mountain Man?
They need somewhere to rub one off, I guess. I don't know.
You got the woods. You could literally jerk it anywhere. I jerked it on this tree yesterday. I'm going to hit this oak right now.
What a lonely existence.
But, yeah. God, yeah, sounds bad. I don't really have a whole lot to say about 2, because this Jason is just not good in my mind. And there was 2 guys that played him, Warrington Gillette, and then there was some other guy, I can't remember exactly. The only things that this movie is really known for is just, I guess, reinforcing hey, if you fuck, you're gonna die. Or if you're out drinking at a bar, stay at the bar, don't go back to the camp, which thankfully some kids were like, yeah, we're just gonna stay here and drink.
Yeah.
Alcohol saved your life.
Sure did.
And then the end, like him jumping through the window and grabbing Jenny, that was awesome. That came out of nowhere because you're like, fuck, this son of a bitch is at the door, Paul's ready to throw down, and it's the smallest dog ever, Muffin.
Yeah, Muffin.
And then, yeah, jumps through, grabs Jenny, but then she comes to be loading on an ambulance, and Paul is nowhere to be found. And that's why I said, what the fuck happened to Paul? Never addressed, never answered.
I don't know, man. But I agree with you on this this Jason being whacked, though. He was easily taken down multiple times, I think, in this one, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Like it was nothing. He wasn't big and menacing. He didn't have like a intimidating stature at all. He looked like an average Joe with a fucking potato sack on his head.
Yeah.
And one eye hole cut out of it and shit. I'm like, this dude looks like a doofus, man. I could take this guy out. Shit.
Yeah, like that. This is probably, actually, no, 100%. This is the only Jason in the franchise that I feel like, put me and him in a room, I have a decent chance of coming out alive. And him dead.
Yeah.
Every other Jason, no, I am dead 10 times out of fucking 10.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
I don't have a whole lot more to say about 2, so if you've got any final thoughts.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Like,
that's my final thought.
Man, it's not that I don't like it, but it's I don't know. I'm indifferent to it, I guess. Like, it's okay.
I've seen worse movies, but
I will tell you this controversially enough. I would rather watch 2 than I will say that.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's quite a few movies in this franchise I would rather watch compared to 1.
Huh. Interesting.
But moving on, Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D was released. Oh, God. August 13th, 1982. Made on a budget of $2.2 million. And it brought home some bacon. Made $36.7 million. Exploiting the 3D trend that was going on at the time. If only I could remember a time in our lifetime when the 3D trend was overly exploited.
Spy Kids 3D.
Oh shit. Avatar, My Bloody Valentine 3D, the early or like late 2000s, early 10s,
everything
3D.
Shark
Every
Boy,
movie
Lava
had to be
Girl.
3D. Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans, like.
Yep.
So
all of them.
It comes in waves, and honestly, I wish 3D would just disappear.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's whatever.
It makes my head hurt.
Okay, so this story is actually a little bit different from the previous 2 movies. Group of friends go out to a cabin because a girl had a bad experience out there, so she wants to, I guess, face her fears. Only to find out her fears are there definitely waiting for her. That's 3 in a nutshell.
Is this the one with the fucking 40-year-old looking dude?
Yeah, who's supposed to be a teenager?
Rick.
Yeah.
Rick. Yeah, this guy is definitely 40.
Which, fun fact, his name actually was supposed to be Derek originally, but...
They just took the dare off of it.
Yeah, like, it was easier for her to... Rick! Instead of Derek! So,
That's funny.
I always thought that was awesome, even though, yeah, he is 50 playing fucking 21, so...
Yeah.
Or,
18, 19, yeah.
The the worst case of an old person playing a teenager easily, or early 20s, because if he was that old, like if he was in the right age range for that, I apologize in advance, because motherfucker, you're at least 30.
You look pretty old, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can say that because I also look pretty old. So
you've seen some shit in your life, and it has aged you rapidly.
Oh fuck! Is this the one with Shelly in it? The fucking dude with the curly hair. Fuck me, dude. I cannot stand this kid, dude. I could not stand him the whole fucking time.
Oh, dude, yeah, he wasn't even an actor beforehand. Like, literally,
Dude,
he was doing like street, like juggling and shit, or
I could
something.
tell because he's a shit actor.
Well,
fucking awful.
I can't remember if it was the producers or actually the writers were like, "Hey, have you ever been in a movie?" And that's how he got it. Yeah, no, Shelley is kind of unbearable. Just
He was
dumb.
dude. He smiled in every fucking scene he was in. Even serious scenes, he was smiling the whole fucking time, cheesing.
Guess I fooled you, huh?
Yeah, but even when he was supposed to be sad, he was like, yeah, like he was like cracking smiles and shit.
Nobody likes me.
Yeah, he was smiling like he was trying to hold back laughter. I'm like, you're a fucking awful actor. You're fucking awful.
So, one thing I will say right out of the gate is when a movie is going to be 3D, it really does shackle itself to that, and the 3D is dated. It's not good.
The fucking the harpoon was in this one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which literally all that was him hooking the harpoon onto a line, and then there was like a fishing line that this thing traveled across straight into the camera. So that's why he's kind of like, not juggling it, but jostling it around and then shooting it, because he had to hook it onto the line to get the effect right, which I guess just trying to get the 3D right and the effects perfect caused the shooting to take way longer. The location wasn't the fucking greatest. There was a lot of technical issues behind the scenes that really it hurt the movie, or at least pissed the people off that were making it. I can't remember the name of the thing. Like, there was some crane or something that they used, and yeah, this thing was just a piece of shit and it was more trouble than what it was worth.
Yeah.
The kills in this one, they definitely do step it up, because like I said, some of them are just dated, bad 3D kills. The Rick's head being popped and the eye shooting out, that was cool. Still is cool.
Yeah.
Debbie getting the machete through the chest, Kevin Bacon style, while redone, at least they did it a little more brutal, and it didn't look as bad, like it wasn't like this small and head this big, like it looked proportionate. Andy, the boyfriend, walking on his hands and then getting fucking just sliced right in the nads. That was a cool kill, and I still always just when I see that. Trying to think of some of the other kills, because yeah, the girl getting the harpoon in the eye, that's cool, but because of the 3D effect, it kind of takes away from it. Shelly just has his throat slit. The one girl gets a hot fire poker through the stomach. The biker gang, like the black guy at the end when he's trying to fight Jason.
Biker gang, dude.
Yeah, the black guy at the end when he's trying to fight Jason, like I was like, dude, you're putting up a good, and you're dead. Okay, your fucking arm just got lopped off, and Jason's just hacking at you.
Yeah. This was also just the worst biker gang ever.
Oh yeah, the dumbest biker gang
They were
ever.
the stupidest fucking bike. Dude, the chick kicks over the bale of hay, and I was like, oh yeah, you really showed them.
You showed that fucking hates, boss.
They're fucking intimidated now, Jesus. And then she takes something, and she's like clacking on the door or something, and I'm like, are you guys gonna beat somebody up or not? Like, fucking go away.
Are you from a biker gang, or are you from a bicycle gang?
Yeah, what the fuck? They're almost from a tricycle gang, for fuck's sake. Like, they still had training wheels on, I think.
Oh, and let's also talk about the one dumbass biker that was literally getting ready to siphon gas while smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Fuck, dude, the biker gang almost made some of these counselors look intelligent. Like, it was pretty bad.
Another thing, before I forget, that I do like about this movie is the opening theme to it.
Oh, yeah.
The fire and ice, like that had some fucking stank on it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I can get down with that shit. It was a
yeah.
good intro theme.
Dude, soundtracks for all of these, I think, are pretty solid, I think. I don't think I had any issue with any of the music scores.
Which Harry Manfredini did most of the arrangements and stuff for it, and did awesome. So yeah, we should have mentioned that before we got started, but better late than never.
Yeah, good stuff.
What else is there to talk about from 3? Jason getting his iconic hockey mask.
Yep. Took us 3 movies to get there, but
hey, better late than never at least.
Didn't he get it from fucking Shelly too? Fuck me, dude. Why did he have to get it? Why couldn't he have gotten it from somebody cool? Like,
I don't know. Shelly's forever tied to that hockey mask
hate
now.
I hate it. It's awful.
But Richard Brooker played Jason in this movie, and his portrayal of Jason still even it's one of the best.
Yeah.
Because Jason, like, he is fucking jacked. First off, he ain't playing around. I mean, he literally crushed Rick's head, eye shot out. That's how strong this Jason is, and he just has like a not a zombie like, oh, I'm just gonna walk at you thing, but no, he's like stomping, like, if anything, it's fast walking, but he is like alert, not just like, I'm gonna kill, oh, you hit me. It was, no, he's like literally, especially in the barn when he's looking for Chris, he's just ripping through shit, like actually getting pissed, like,
yeah.
His portrayal of Jason is easily one of my favorites, and may he rest in peace, because he was awesome.
Yep.
The ending, Chris and Jason do have a pretty good final battle. We do find out that Jason was the one that attacked Chris when she was younger, which, where that fits in and makes any sense in this timeline, your guess is as good as frickin' mine.
Could not tell.
Yeah, you like, literally the other day I looked at a full timeline of the entire franchise. I mean, we're talking like when Pamela Voorhees was born, in depth, and it's just like, really? Because that puts like some of these movies taking place in like the late 90s, early 2000s, when they were filmed in like 88. Didn't really think these through, did ya?
No. No, they didn't.
So Chris has a final battle with Jason, tries hanging him in the barn, doesn't work. Then eventually buries an axe in his head. That kind of does the trick, at least temporarily.
Yeah.
And then she freaks out, has a dream, thinks Jason's running around looking for her, which just Jason without his mask just looks creepy as fuck in this one. Doesn't look dead, doesn't look like Mountain Man. It's amazing how, like, part 2 and part 3 basically are just separated by like a day or a few days, but Jason got fully shaven and like lost the tumors that were obviously in his fucking head while he was Elephant Mountain Man.
Yeah.
Continuity in these movies is a big issue, and if you don't care about that, then you'll enjoy them more. But the older I get, the more I start paying attention to that, and it really does fucking irk me.
I wish that they would just reboot like all of them, like from the beginning, and just create an actual cohesion between each of the movies. Same way that they play out, but just like glue them together better. You know what I mean?
Well,
with better effects, better fucking acting, better everything. You know, I think it would be pretty cool.
The one major sin, because I'm 100% all for what you just said, because most of these movies, they are directed by different directors each time. 2 and 3 had the same director for them, Steve Miner. And it's like, dude, you literally just worked on this one. You're not going to question some decisions that are being made as to why Jason suddenly is clean shaven and looks completely different. Like, that's why when I was saying, like, find the camp, boom, you're anchored to that camp. Sign whatever deal you have to ensure you've got it. Same thing with just the overall look. You decide a look, you stay with it, and you work with it.
Yeah.
You don't just change to make something work better, because that's ultimately going to hurt the continuity of everything.
Dude, this is what I'm saying when it irks the shit out of me that movies that get rebooted are not ones that need a reboot. But movies like this could definitely use a reboot, but I mean, if they did it better. I know there's newer movies, obviously. I know that there has been like attempts at revitalizing and rejuvenating the fucking franchise, but
this did get a reboot.
I know, but I'm saying,
yeah,
but it wasn't very good, was it? Like I feel like I've seen one of the newer ones, and it wasn't great. It was fucking shit.
We'll discuss that in part 2.
Okay, so anyway, what I'm saying is, like, make a fucking trilogy. Sign off on 3 movies, alright? Nobody needs 12 fucking movies of the same horror character, slasher horror character, okay? No one needs that, alright?
Unless if it's Freddy.
Make a fucking... Yeah, but Freddy's very dynamic. He's, like, in your nightmares. I mean, that could be fucking anything. So, yeah, that could, in theory, go on forever. But a fucking horror slasher at a goddamn camp, fuck me, dude. We don't need anything more than 3 movies. Set it to where the first one is, like, maybe the first one is doing the whole, like, Jason's mom thing, and then part 2 and part 3 are Jason and so forth, or whatever the case may be, and make them all cohesive in the same fucking place, and make them 3 separate acts or something like that, boom, we're good to go.
That's one thing at least the David Gordon Green trilogy did do, was it did have that cohesiveness that you were talking about. It's not like the Michael Myers mask changed from, well, I guess I should say just changed to change, but like the fire obviously going to change the mask.
Yeah.
That's taken into consideration, and then the mask aging and stuff. So they did a really good job keeping that just consistent throughout those 3 movies. But yeah, the Friday, like that, like that is, yeah, it is. Back to the ending of 3. And then, yeah, Chris, after she kills Jason, gets in a canoe, gets in the lake, and then gets pulled underwater by a Mrs. Voorhees zombie, wet, nasty, slimy, how Jason should have looked into if he'd been living in the lake the whole time.
Dude had fucking leeches and shit swarming around in her face and shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And her head magically reattached itself to its body.
Yeah, after being beheaded.
Yeah. And then you find out Chris is just batshit crazy at the end, and then Jason's laying there with the axe still in his head. He is dead. There was actually an alternate ending where, like, Chris comes out of the house and Jason is alive, and he straight up grabs her by the head and lops her fucking head off with a machete.
Nice.
So,
hell yeah,
fun little tidbit.
Love to see.
Ultimately, 3. Man, I don't know if I'd say 3 is better than 2. It does have good kills, but shackling itself to the 3D aspect did end up hurting the movie.
According to the Rotten Tomatoes score, it was way worse than the second movie.
How bad?
2 got... You want to guess what 2 got?
Probably like a 40.
2 got a 33.
Oh, alright, I'm not too far off.
And 3 got 11. Yikes!
Damn.
Damn!
That's pretty rough.
That's more brutal than the movie, dude. Jesus. We went a couple points up in part 4. We went from 11 to 21.
Any closing thoughts on 3?
No, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it at all.
Alright then. Released April 13th, which I'm assuming was a Friday the 13th, in 1984. Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. Keep that in mind. The final chapter for the 4th installment of a 12-movie franchise. That makes all the sense in the world.
Keep in mind, we even told you at the beginning, we are doing parts 1 through 6 in this video. We will be doing the others in a separate video, because there are so many.
Okay.
But this is the final chapter, for sure. Absolutely.
It is. Numbers really quick. Made on a budget of $2.2 million and ultimately grossed $33 million. So, raking in the dough. I feel I should probably go ahead and preface, I do like some of these movies, even if it sounds like I am shit-talking them. But they do have aspects that deserve to be questioned. And I'm not just being a hater for this. You'll see when we do Halloween. I've got some issues with some Halloween movies. Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm even more critical about the ones that I have issues with because I love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
Same.
4 is one of my favorites in the franchise. Ted White's Jason is really good. He runs. He legitimately runs. And the kills are, I don't want to say top-notch for the franchise, but there are a lot of very, very good kills in this movie. Once again, this is just like the third one. Kids are partying at a house on the lake, and then somehow this family that has been living on the lake this entire time, which has never had an issue with Jason. Well, I guess I shouldn't say they were living there the entire time. Maybe like a month, couple months, if that. No issues with Jason. Then these kids show up to party and fuck, and guess who decides to bust up that party? Mr. Voorhees himself. After he escapes from the hospital, which we thought he was dead, and killing 2 people in the hospital. One pretty brutal kill. The chick, she just gets like put up, Huta! But the other guy, like Jason grabs a fucking hacksaw, slices his head, and then turns it around. So, right out of the gate, awesome kills in this movie. Tom Savini came back to do the effects work in this movie because he was absent from 2 and 3. So, in Tom Savini's mind, he's like, oh, I got to create Jason and now I get to kill Jason. Little did he know. Yeah, this movie does have a few bigger name stars, at least 80s-wise in it. We've got Corey Feldman, which he's been in so much shit. Lost Boys.
I was gonna say, this is the first one, I think, so far that I've recognized more than one name.
Yeah, and Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover, yeah, and Corey Feldman, yeah.
Other than that, unfortunately, if the other people did much after this, I'm not very aware of it.
Yeah, same. Kimberly Beck looks weirdly familiar, but I don't know what else she's been in.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you if I have seen her in anything like in particular.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping.
But that's what a lot of these movies are. They just get cheap, not well-known actors. They do their thing, and then they fade into obscurity, unfortunately. But because they were in the franchise, they still live forever, go to horror conventions. Meeting some of them, completely awesome people.
Right.
Which I think the only person I've met from the Friday the 13th franchise is Kane Hodder. And he was awesome. But we'll talk more about Kane Hodder in episode 2 because we're not covering his Jasons this time around.
Nope.
This movie I have one issue with it. Because it doesn't make sense why Rob is looking for his sister Sandra, considering she died like a couple days previously.
Yeah.
In the timeline of things. Yeah, but are the kids down by the lake? I'm gonna kill him. It's like, dude, how have you been looking for your sister when she's literally been dead for like 2 days? This is the 80s. Were you even informed? Like, not to be a dick, but it's not like technology and communication was where it's at right now.
Yeah.
So that is an issue with the timeline in this movie. But ultimately, I just want to talk kills, because the kills are fucking really good in this one. Got the hippie. Hey, can I get a ride, peace? Oh, fuck you. Well, fuck you. The back of my sign says it. Now I'm going to eat this banana and get a knife shoved through the back of my throat. Ah! That was just kind of a funny kill. In this one you actually find out that Jason's mom's name is Pamela. Because before it was just Mrs. Voorhees.
I guess
you didn't know.
I didn't put that together, but like I said, most of these blurred together except for the first one.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. God, what else do we got for kills? Crispin Glover's Jimmy. Dad, where's the corkscrew? Boom, gets what he is looking for, and then gets a fucking like meat cleaver to the face, which they had to shoot that shit in reverse. So that was a good kill. The guy, the stoned guy that's trying to hook up with one of the girls, one of the twins, fucking stabbed in the back of the head through the projector screen. That was a cool one. The pretty boy, what was his name? Doug, getting his face absolutely fucking demolished in the shower. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And from the documentary, they're like, one person, I can't remember if it was the props people, were like, hey, this is the only one that we have, so don't like really fuck it up. But then like Joseph Zito, the director, he's like, no, we're getting it. You fuck it up. You are Jason. You fucking annihilate this thing. And he does. And dude, it was awesome. It was awesome when he did.
Yeah.
What else do we got? We got the guy who gets a harpoon gun to the dick. That was fucking cool. not only gets a harpoon gun to the dick, but gets stabbed and hoisted up with the harpoon gun. Judy Aronson she's just skinny dipping in the lake and is like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to get on this life raft and lay here naked. Oh, no! Jason, machete from the bottom.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to say some of my favorite kills, but because there is another one in the next episode I'll talk about that I like really love those kills. But this one is higher up for just kill quality. And Tom Savini doing great fucking work with it. The final chase with between, I guess technically Tommy and his Trish and Jason, that was awesome. I know Tommy the chase for him was just, let me shave my fucking head really quick. And Trish is going through the other house, jumping out of windows. Ted White's Jason was just menacing in this. And not that Richard Brooker's wasn't by any means, but I don't know, something, like it was just different with Ted White. And he's also one of the best Jasons in this franchise. And he scared me because he actually fucking ran. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, seeing some, like, especially, like, in Part 6, Jason just,
oh, yeah.
not walking. But then Jason's hauling fucking ass to get Trish. And it's like, okay, he fucking runs, he's fucking horrifying. Like, let's get that one right out in the open.
Immediately, way more intimidating in some degrees than Michael Myers in some cases.
Oh, yeah.
If he's sprinting at you, dude, fuck. God damn.
Man, we will talk more about sprinting Jasons in episode 2, because I keep having to, like, I keep wanting to just transition to that, and it's like, no, stay on topic. You're not at the remake yet. Just wait. And then, yeah, the final battle with Jason in the Jarvis cabin, which we actually almost went and visited that when we were out in California in 2017. I still regret that we did not even go out there. But time didn't allow it, but we were out by Topanga Canyon.
Nice.
And almost went to fucking see that.
Hell yeah. That'd have been
But
fun.
Jason getting the machete like right through his hand, and then his hand split, and then Trish whacking the fucking mask off of him. Or was it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, Trish is the one who whacks the mask off him, and you just feel it.
Hey, you guys!
I'll kill you now. And then Tommy just buries it right in the side of his fucking head, and then when the machete hits and Jason just slides down it, and it cuts deeper into... That was great. Tommy just whacking the fuck out of him, going crazy because he sees the hand twitch, even after he had basically half of his head cut through. So he was running on maybe 5% brain function before that. It's just sheer heart at this point that he's still functioning.
Yep.
And yeah, then the look at the end with Tommy like, oh Trish, I'm so happy you're alive. I'm a psycho now.
Yeah. I think with this one in particular is where I started to finally just like lose track of characters. I think that because they in this particular franchise, in this particular style of movie, you slash through so many fucking teenagers, you know, that like the names become redundant. You know, none of them even matter. At the end of the day, like most of them, if not all of them, are getting killed. So by the time the next movie comes along, you're just greeted with another group of people that likely not going to make it into the next movie. So
yeah,
what's the point of
learning
their fucking
attached.
names? Yeah. And then this one was finally when I was like, okay, I've already had enough. Like, I've already had enough of a hard time trying to learn names here, and you're going to introduce twins? Are you seriously fucking with me right now? Like...
Twins, Basil. Twins.
Are you fucking with me? Like, come on, man. It's hard enough keeping track of them as it is. Now you got two of them look exactly the same, and they both start with a T. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I totally know their names off of the top of my head right now, and I am not scanning. Oh, it's Tina and Terry.
Tina and Terry, yeah.
I remembered that 100%. Didn't just look at Wikipedia or anything to remember. But yeah, no, they're basically lambs for the slaughter. That's all there is. So yeah, you don't you don't ever want to get attached to any of these characters because you're not going to see them.
Yeah, it's not the same as like a Laurie Strode or
yeah, 100%,
or anything, you know, like from the Friday the Third or Nightmare on Elm Street movies and stuff, where you have like a recurring character, even in some cases a set of characters, you know, that kind of make it through to the next films and shit. But with these, dude, you just like, all right, which ones are getting killed now?
Yeah.
You know?
How's this one gonna die? That's why I said at the beginning, it's like, it's just about kills.
Yeah, there's no
like,
arcs, there's no like development, nothing. The only thing that you're watching these movies for is how they are getting killed.
You just watch these movies because you're sick and twisted and want to see young kids fuck and die. That's basically it.
Pretty much.
Okay. Closing thoughts on 4?
Didn't like it.
Oh man, yeah. This is one of the movies in the franchise that I do. It's more of my go-to than like 1, 2, or 3. But the next one, on the other hand, was released March 22nd, 1985. Friday the 13th, Part 5: A New Beginning, directed by Danny Steinman. Oh God,
Why?
This fucking movie.
Why?
We just had the final chapter. We literally do not need a new beginning. Okay, let me just be honest about that. But
especially not this new beginning, because it was fucking awful.
Let me just burn through the plot real quick. Tommy, after being in a psych hospital for X amount of years, gets released to a halfway house that I think is supposed to be close to Crystal Lake, which it's amazing that all this shit is around Crystal Lake, first off. There's probably going to be a Walmart or an S-Mart.
There's definitely going to be a fucking Dollar General.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fact.
You know there's going to be... I was going to say, it's too far out east, or else there'd be a Casey's, too.
Yeah. Definitely a 7-Eleven, though. Probably a 7-Eleven.
But the way the movie is structured is that there is an imposter Jason, and God, yeah, these kids at the halfway house, they're fucking and dying. It's sort of the same.
Yeah, the use.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just be brutal with this one. This is literally one of the worst fucking Friday the 13th movies. I did not get what Danny Steinman was going for, because it's just all kinds of kills that just sucked. Like, some of them I guess were kind of inventive, like the dude who literally fucks and then backs up to a tree, and then the belt just keeps getting tightened and tightened and tightened until it eventually crushes his skull, and then the belt snaps or whatever. Like, that one I thought was cool, but for the most part, the rest of this is just... It is just bad.
Slop.
Like, yeah, the acting is bad. The fact that it's an imposter Jason, which, like I said, we'll talk about Halloween Ends now, because Halloween Ends should have learned its lesson. You do not do an imposter killer.
Nobody likes that.
This movie gave you the blueprint as to exactly why you don't fucking do that, but it didn't listen and was like, you know what? It didn't work for them. I think it's going to work for us.
Yeah.
No, it's never going to work for anybody.
When you have a character like Jason or like Michael Myers that is as iconic as they are, that have some kind of higher power, whether it be the embodiment of evil or they're just some fucking supernatural like tank of a fucking thing that can just slice through camp counselors every single movie, you don't replace them with a normie fucking human being and make it believable. That's just not how that works. You're not going to try to have the one kid in the fucking sewer on Halloween kills or ends, smack the fuck out of Michael Myers, take his mask, and just be like, no, sit down. I'm Michael Myers now, and walk away alive. No. No. That's not how we fucking made Michael Myers. What are we doing here? Same with this. Like, no, nobody fucking asked for that.
A couple more bad things that I really want to reference is the, like, 1950s, like, dudes that are out in the woods, and one of them, like, their car's broken down, one's trying to work on it, gets killed. The other one, before the first one gets killed. He's like, I gotta go take a shit. Dude, you're not taking a TP with you. What are you doing in the woods? Like, if you're gonna go meet these chicks and pick up these chicks, what, you gonna be smelling like shit because you just dropped fucking heat in the woods? Like,
there's no bidet out there. What are you doing?
Yeah. I'll just splash some of the fine Crystal Lake water on my bee-hole and we'll be A-okay. Yeah, just... I'll just somehow try to dip my ass in the water and just fluff my cheeks until it's fine. Like, that was just always fucking dumb to me. Even when I was a kid, he's like, man, hurry up, I gotta take a shit. And it's like, shit in the woods? Like,
have fun. Wipe your ass with poison ivy or whatever.
And also, because the timeline of this movie has jumped so far in advance, these people, like, they're straight up, they look like they're out of the 50s. Black leather jackets, slick back hair,
Greasers.
like they're going to become...
They look like greasers, like, I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy was literally in an asylum for, like, 7 years, so this, like, 7 years is just a rough estimate. I don't have the exact number off the top of my head. This then technically kind of pushes this movie towards either the 89 or 90s. Like... And they still look like they're from the 50s. They are the definition of fucking cool in my mind. Get the fuck out of here with that. God.
Yeah.
The kills were all throwaways. No, like, even Tommy was awesome in part 4 because of basically just being a kid version of Tom Savini. This one, he's just batshit crazy. Flips out, fucking fights people, beats the fuck out of people, like the idiot, like, Junior, the guy on the fucking motorcycle.
Yeah.
You hurt me, Ma! Like, God.
Yeah. There was so many weird, like...
Would you shut the fuck up?
There were so many weird plot turns into this particular movie that, like... had nothing to do with anything, that nobody cared about, nobody asked for, didn't make any sense, and they just like shit it all together into this movie. And yeah, I think this is probably my least favorite of the 6 so far.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, I can't wait.
Just fucking wait.
I know I've seen one of the newer ones too that I thought was pretty cheesy. Like, it was pretty rough to watch, but I don't remember which one it is.
Just fucking wait. This one isn't the one that I hate the most. And
I'm just talking about out of the 6 that I've seen.
Oh yeah,
no, I haven't seen 7 through whatever. So
I'm talking full everything. There is one that I hate and despise more than this one.
Oh, good, love that.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that for you that you still get to experience that. This story just ended up being garbage, and honestly, it kind of gets retconned in the next one. So, my final thoughts on it, this Friday the 13th sucks. Like, it really does. I know it sounded like I was talking shit about the 4 previous ones.
I was.
Could be because I'm just in, like, a piss-ass mood. But there are some elements of those 4 that I did like. This one, there was literally nothing that I fucking like. You find out Roy, the paramedic, was Jason the whole time.
And then some fucking dude named Roy. Oh, that was another thing. Some dude named Roy that was a paramedic. Some normal fucking schmo. Because he was the father of the dude that got killed by what's-his-face or whatever.
Vic kills his son.
Instead of going after him to kill him for revenge, he goes through on a fucking killing spree, just killing a fuck ton of people. Like... this normal schmo named Roy just went on a killing spree to get revenge for somebody killing his son instead of just going straight to the one that killed his son? What?
Yeah. Dumb.
What do you mean?
Dumb.
Roy didn't do that. Roy is just a paramedic. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
No. Just
get
bad
us
all
to
around.
believe that. Yeah, it was just... stupid.
Alright. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, was released August 1st, 1986. It was directed by Tom McLaughlin. This Jason is a fun movie. Before I get into the synopsis, that Tommy gets released from the psychiatric hospital. Like I said, this retcons 5, so just forget 5 even existed, because I really wish I could.
Yeah, thank God.
And then he goes to dig up Jason's grave and burn it, so that way he knows that Jason is dead. Horribly fails. And then Jason returns to the now renamed Camp Forest Green to unleash hell.
Whack-ass renaming, by the way.
Yeah, that...
Crystal Lake sounds so much cooler.
Yeah, Forest Green sounds like I'm not even going to a lake. It sounds like it's just I'm going to be in a green forest, not at a fucking beautiful lake that I could drink water out of that nobody is drowned in or died or is currently sitting at the bottom of.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, Friday 13th Part 6, it is also one of my favorites in the franchise. It has more of a, dare I say, meta? No, not really. It is self-aware in the fact that it actually does reference, like, Jason, like they're making fun of Jason, whereas before it was just a campfire story. Oh, Jason's gonna get you. So they're kind of fucking around in that aspect. One thing before, like, getting into kills and everything like that, the score is kind of different, because even Tom McLaughlin said that he wanted Harry Manfredini to include more of, like, a Gregorian kind of feel to the music. And I feel that also helps set this movie apart, because they're all the same. You got to do something differently.
Yeah.
But Jason being brought back to life with essentially a lightning bolt Frankenstein style was cool, because then Jason was legitimately fucking super powered and punched a fucking heart out of a chest and was holding it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just Tom McLaughlin, he knew what he was doing with this one, and that's why this one is just fun. Like, for instance, the chick that gets stabbed underwater, and then, like, the American Express car drifting off, because everybody and their dog's like, never leave home without it.
Yeah.
That was funny. This time around, though, they did recast Tommy, thank God. I can't remember the guy who played Tommy before, but Tom Matthews plays him in Part 6, which Tom Matthews was also in Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2. I felt he did really good as Tommy, especially considering the bar was set pretty low in 5. Thought he was awesome. He's not batshit crazy, even though everybody thinks he is, but the audience knows he's not.
John Shepard was
Tommy in 5.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kills in this one. A lot of fucking kills in this one. First off, as already previously stated, this one actually has kids in it.
Yeah.
First time. 6 movies. We finally got to where there are legitimate children.
None of the kids get killed, though.
Nope, none of the kids get killed.
No.
But having the kids there adds a different element of suspense where it's like, fuck, will Jason kill that little girl who keeps seeing him just dragging off headless bodies?
Dude, he's fucking with her, dude.
Oh, dude, well,
he's fucking
to
with
be
her
honest,
hard.
to be honest, the little girl's name is Nancy. She should have just kept her eyes shut and fucking slept. Like,
go back to sleep, goddammit.
And also consider asking her parents, why the fuck did you send me to a murder camp?
Yeah, no shit.
Trying to send me some messages, Mom and Dad?
What the hell? What the damn hell? Thanks for the trauma, Mom. What the fuck?
You know she ain't getting over that.
No. She's gonna be the next Laurie Strode 40 years later, having a fucking bunker in her house.
Oh god. There we go. Friday the 13th, 13. Nancy's back.
Nancy's revenge.
One cool thing that this movie did, and like I said, I'm not even going to reference 5, but the other ones, with the exception of 4 had like one adult, Mrs. Jarvis.
Yeah.
This one actually like has like police and stuff involved with Jason still fucking up the police, because the other ones before, like the police would show up, hey, you know, this bad stuff happened, watch out for Crazy Ralph, hope you don't die. Then there's nothing. There's no cops, no nothing. It's just teenagers getting killed. No, Jason is fucking killing everybody. Adults, teenagers. Well, I guess I shouldn't say everybody because he doesn't kill a kid.
He doesn't kill any of the dogs either, does he? Because there's been a couple dogs in the franchise that I don't think he's killed. Because I know he didn't kill
He didn't kill Muffin, at least that we know of. I mean, maybe Muffin got snuffed with Paul and he buried them in the woods and we don't know.
That's
Gordon, I don't think anything was ever revealed with Gordon. Gordon just ran off in part 4.
So it's literally just camp counselors and fucking adults.
Yeah, basically.
Also, I think it was the cop in 1 that was absolutely fucking useless.
Oh yeah, the one like
he showed up for like 5 minutes. He did like a 5-minute investigation and left. Like never seen him again or something like that.
Fun fact, like this is from Crystal Lake Memories. That guy had never driven a motorcycle before.
I could tell.
Yeah, because he almost fucking wipes out a couple times, and I guess he did at one point wipe out, and they had to fucking redo it. But
he started driving like way down by the lake, and he was like, "Oh fuck, that's the lake."
And then even when he's just about out of frame, you see the bike kind of start to fucking go.
He almost lost it again, dude.
Why would you hire somebody if, like, hey, you're going to be riding a motorcycle? Have you ever done that? Nope. I'm pretty good on a Huffy, though. You're hired.
Damn.
But, another thing, before I forget, is Alice Cooper has a few songs in this movie. And he's back. Man Behind the Mask, whatever you want to call it, Teenage Frankenstein, and then I can't remember the other song that they're playing during the high-speed chase because they're up in the ante in the movie. Now we've got a Firebird that's racing down roads and stuff, trying to get away from the police. Alice Cooper had some songs in this, and honestly, like, Teenage Frankenstein is still in a lot of my, like, Halloween-esque playlists. Like that's a mainstay for me because the RV scene was awesome. Fucking killed the chick while Court's rocking out, and what are you taking a dump? She's getting fucking strangled and her face shoved through the fucking RV.
What did he say after that? He said something after that I thought was fucking stupid.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about.
After he said the whole "what are you taking a dump" thing, he said something else that like, something about coming to give it a look or something like that, or
oh God, was it want me to come give it a look?
Or something stupid like that about watching her shit or something. I'm like, what the fuck? What a fucking loser, dude.
And it gets the knife just fucking right in the skull.
Yeah,
and then
what he said. Hang on.
RV fucking going over, and then just being on fire, and Jason climbing out of it and just looking badass. Like that was fucking legit. What else is there? A lot of the characters, I felt the characters were better in this movie. Not in the sense that like, they're more memorable, but they just had like more personality to them. Not just, hey, let's go to the woods and fuck. But like, what's her name? Megan, Final Girl, Sheriff's Daughter, Tommy, even, man, I'm drawing blanks on names. I'm gonna have to look them up.
I'm telling you, man, the names are irrelevant. There's so many fucking names.
They all blend together, but these teenagers at least felt like they had some personality. And it was better to watch them get killed than somebody's like, hey, what was that noise over there? I better check. And I guess I should mention CJ Graham played Jason.
I found it.
What's he say?
He said, hey, Nikki, what are you doing back there? Taking a dump? Mind if I come back and snatch a peek? Or vice versa? I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck says that?
Man, they were into some weird shit in the 80s.
No shit. I was like, why? Why is that in the script? Oh, fuck. Anyway.
One of my favorite kills from this movie is actually, like, completely bloodless. Sheriff Garris, when he dies.
Oh, okay.
Because he's just on top of Jason, beating him with a rock, and then Jason's like, nope, fuck that. And then literally just bends him in half the wrong way, and you hear all the bones and everything cracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good freaking kill.
That just hurts thinking about it. I could use a back cracking like that right now, though, not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, my whole body could use that back cracking right now.
I need somebody to fold me in half backwards.
And then the one guy gets his fucking head completely crushed in, and then there's like there's actually like snot and shit. Like,
Yeah.
They went in super detail with that, and it pays off because it's awesome. And then the way that they end up disposing of Jason was awesome. He needs to return to his final resting place. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wrestle this boulder, Chris Redfield style, into this boat, and then I'm gonna tie a chain to it, and we're gonna drown. We're gonna hook it to Jason, drop it in. He's never gonna come out of the lake again. I did actually think that was cool how they did that.
Yeah.
That was a fun sequence. Fire all around the boat.
Mm.
Tom Matthews was just great in this movie. I know I've said that a couple times, but I really did enjoy his performance, and Megan's performance, Jennifer Cook, she was great as Jennifer. Or no, Megan. God, I'm getting them mixed up now at this point.
Welcome to my life, dude. I was struggling so hard to keep track of names. I was like, no, I'm not even fucking bothering with their names anymore. I can't do this.
I guess I should also say that CJ Graham, he did an okay job as Jason. He wasn't like part 2 levels of bad, and then we're not even counting 5, of course.
No.
But Richard Brooker and Ted White were still definitely better Jasons than CJ Graham, but he wasn't bad by any means. It's just he was too zombie. Like, I'm walking through the woods right now. I'm gonna chop this dude's fucking head off. Or, oh, this girl's gonna think she's gonna try to scare me. Okay, whatever. Twist your fucking head off.
Yeah.
But I guess in closing, for 6, I do enjoy this movie. This is one of the ones, if I'm like, I feel like watching a Friday the 13th, I'm just jonesing for one. 6 is one that I will put on, because at least it has some very well-used humor throughout.
Yeah.
And it does feel a little bit different from the previous movies in the franchise.
Yeah. I feel like this is one of the series of movies that, like, with the exception of 5, of course, just don't watch that. It wasn't good, but any of the other ones, I think, I mean, maybe not 1 either. I guess 2, 3, 4, and 6. You could probably just pick any of them and you're still going to watch roughly the same movie, but depending on, like, what kind of kills you like the most, obviously, I think this one's probably up there. But really, I mean, they've all got pretty okay kills in them, I suppose. And as far as the plot goes, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day anyway, so
100%.
Just pick one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I agree that this one's probably one of the better ones of the 6 so far.
Just don't go to a lake and try to fuck, and you're gonna be a-okay.
I mean, yeah, just don't do that. Especially not a lake that somebody is, like, actively outside the town, or outside in the town saying, "You're doomed! Don't go there! Don't go there! You'll die! You'll fucking die!" Yeah.
We changed the name of it so people wouldn't know it. Now you're just trying to get fucking people killed then.
Yeah, you're actively pushing people to get murdered.
So.
Idiots.
But
all of them.
100%. Well,
however,
that's the first 6.
That is the first 6, and I don't want to do a ranking yet, because I want to do a ranking of all of them.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%.
Because I feel like the ranking will absolutely change. Especially with these not really bringing the heat, I don't think. Other than, like I said, I have like a weirdness for 1 because it did get me. Because the whole fucking, like, twist at the end got me for the first time because I, for some reason, didn't know. Even though it's something I should have known, but I guess power to me if I wasn't able to catch that spoiler growing up, but...
hey, nothing wrong with that.
However, this group, these 6, did not exactly have much heat coming out the fucking gate, so... I'm going to save the ranking for the end of the next chapter of this, and we'll go from there, but... I cannot wait.
All I have to say is if you think there's a diamond in the rough in the next 6... yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm hoping that there's at least just one that's so comically bad that I would watch it again just because it's just funny. You know, like it's beautifully horrible. You know what I mean? Whereas like five was just stupid. Like, you know, like that wasn't funny. It was just a stupid movie. It wasn't good. There was nothing redeeming about it, I don't think. And then the fact that they were just trying to change the bill, knowing damn well it wasn't going to work, and then immediately retconned it afterwards, just shows how much of a bad movie it was. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey kind of shit. You know, like it's not trying to take itself seriously. It is fucking stupid. But
oh, you will find that.
oh, good. Good.
I will say for just... There is one movie, and I'm not going to say what it is, obviously, that I swear to God, if you like it, I'm going to be like, what? What? Like, I'm going to be legitimately baffled.
Yeah. I think I have a feeling I know which one you're talking about, but I'll see.
I don't think you do.
No? There's one I think I remember, like, seeing, or, well, not watching, but, like, I've seen, like, the title of it and the premise, and I'm just like, what the fuck? what am I even here for? You know what I mean? But
I guess we'll find out next time then.
Okay. Fuck it. Anyway, so that'll about do it for this episode. Of course, we will be talking about 7 through 12, right? 7 through 12.
Yep.
In the next section. Let us know down below. Which one of the first 6 Friday the 13th movies are your favorite? Which Jason did you like the most? If anybody says 5, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody cares
Please.
about Roy. So if you put Roy down there, I'm skipping it.
Bring that comment on and we can have a talk. God. Like.
Wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, make sure you like the video if you liked it. And if you like this or any other thing that we have on the channel, because we have quite a bit of stuff, make sure you go check that stuff out as well. But if you like any of that stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Peace.